listen, nutrition is like this. You basically have macronutrients and micronutrients. You need them all. You don't really need them all. The medical, the nutrition schools will teach you need them all, but the truth is, what you need is what is in macronutrients. Okay, like protein. Protein, you need essential amino acids.
Right.
Okay, and carbs, you need the sugars. You see, so actual carb and the amino and the protein is not necessary if you can get what's in them.
Yes.
You see, so what do you want when you get protein? Well, you want aminos and you want nitrogen.
Okay.
Nitrogen is in the aminos. So if you get it out of the protein, and if you take protein, unless you're talking about the 1 hour window after exercise, which is very efficient for eating regular protein, but if you're outside of that window, your body's going to uptake at 6 to 10 grams an hour. Okay, so you're not going to get near your maximum capacity of amino acids. So getting amino acids in the system. So if you can take the macros, and break out the macros. So in other words, instead of getting 20 amino acids in your protein, you're just going to take 10 of the ones that actually can make any of the other ones, and you're going to take a good chunk.
You're taking as minimal nutrition as possible.
That's right. It's called micro fast. Okay. So what you're doing, and then you take a multivitamin, and then you take the omegas, and you take some fiber and maybe some other supplements, maybe some stimulants like ginkgo or something like that, so that you can get your body metabolism still going. And so now, technically, you have 0 calories, but you can function fully.
You're fully nourished.
Fully nourished, even to work out. But if an athlete going into a competition wants to cut up, it's a really awesome way to do that. Now, the fuel fast is also a way to do that, because you're still only talking, 300 calories times 3 or 4 times a day, so maybe 1,200, 1,500, 1,200 calories. That is going to cut you up because you're not getting anything that makes fat.
Right.
So what makes fat is eating too much sugar. And athletes are thinking, I got to eat this sugar, I got to drink this sugar drink, and it's a sugar sports drink. What they don't realize is there's only 1 teaspoon of blood in the bloodstream. 1 teaspoon of sugar in the bloodstream.
So you don't need that.
The body regulates that. Okay, in your muscles, if you have your glycogen stores filled, which most people do because they eat carbohydrates and sugar all the time, that means you got 100 grams in the liver and you got 500 grams in the muscles. Okay, so once you're full and you drink a sports drink that has 9 teaspoons of sugar in it, what is happening to that sugar? What's happening to it? It's spilling over. Okay, so that's like you're going to the car and you fill up the gas tank and then you click it until it runs down the side, then you roll the back window down and fill the back seat. Okay, it's too much sugar. Okay, the body does not know what to do with it. So the body says, okay, I'm going to get really good at taking this sugar and putting it away so it's not going to kill you. Okay, so what happens? LDL cholesterol, triglycerides. Okay, and then the rest of the fat that's hanging on the body is triglyceride. Okay, so that's what happens. So people are overfueling with grains and sugars and carbohydrates, and they're not thinking enough about healthy fats and protein and amino acids and so on. So
we'll get back to the protein now. So could we possibly not take like animal protein and substitute?
Absolutely, absolutely. The question is, what does the amino acid profile look like? So an animal protein will be about 30 to 40% essential amino acids. Okay, now the way we eat like a piece of steak nowadays is we beat it up and throw it down. We don't chew it 50, 60 times, okay? So the body has an incredible hard time in getting the amino acids out to start with. But when we think about, I want to get a lot of protein, so you go out and have a big steak. Okay, I got 70 grams of protein. I said, well, yeah, you did, but it's going to take you 2-3 days to get it. So it is called, I call it time-release protein. So did you really want to do that, or did you want to get a bolus of protein now and get more later? Okay, so the way to do this is, I call it the stealth technique of amino acid preloading. Okay, so you wake up in the morning. My wife does this. She doesn't drink coffee, so she drinks. So she has a super essential aminos on the night table, and it's already made the night before. She drinks it. That gives her a lift mentally and physically, and gives her the amino acids. Within 20 minutes, free form of essential amino acids are in the blood. So now you're fully loaded with amino acids. Now you go down and have your fuel shake, right? So your fuel or your breakfast and all that stuff you have is going to provoke an insulin response. Insulin response drives muscle protein synthesis. Okay, so if you have this timing off, let's say I ate a steak and egg for breakfast, okay, and I had some orange juice with it, my insulin goes up, but I never got the release of the aminos. So where's the body getting it? From your muscles, from your from other tissues in your body. The body's going to tear down the bathroom to build a kitchen. So you had protein. We know that all you need is nitrogen and aminos. Okay, so if you take free form amino acids, you're getting not only you're just getting 40% of what you're eating in terms of essential amino acids, you're getting 100% essential amino acids. So what does that mean? That means your body can do anything the body does with protein immediately. So your bloodstream is completely full. Okay, and your brain now it feels good. Why does your brain feel good? Because things like dopamine means it comes from an amino acid. Dopamino, okay, essentially. Dopamine, serotonin, all these things. So brain chemicals, enzymes, actual muscle repair. So when you think about protein now, think about it as there's my raw material. So my body's now going to tear it apart, and over time going to deliver the aminos and the nitrogen to my blood. And then my body's going to take that and it's going to make muscle and all the other things that it needs to make so that I can thrive. Does that make sense? So that's the raw material for amino acids. So if you have the 10, and I say 10 because a lot of people say there's 9 essentials. They used to say 8. But we really know that there are conditional essentials like histidine and arginine, those sort of things. And even glutamine is good to have. So there's a few of them. So you get to 10 or 12 amino acids, then you can dispense the other 8 because your body can take those 12 and make all the rest.
Okay.
And the extra special thing is that since it only takes 20 minutes to go in the bloodstream, you now have a full complement of all the amino acids, so the body doesn't have to tear any tissue down to do anything. So it takes the amino acids and goes and repairs what it needs to repair and makes what it needs to make and makes the amino acid it needs to make. So that's the amino acid side. Well, vitamins are the same way. You have essential vitamins that you cannot manufacture. That you have things like that you can manufacture,
right.
But you have to have the ones you can't manufacture internally in good forms in order to get it. Gotta get what you need. Same thing for antioxidants. There are 5 classes of oxidation. So people say, I'm just eating this grape juice and I'm going to get my oxidation or my oxidants quenched. It's not true because there are 5 classes. I'm now here and there's 6. I'm doing some study on the 6th class, but 5. Okay, hydroxyl, peroxyl, peroxide, nitrite, superoxide, anom, and reactive oxygens, O2. So these ones, which I just brutalized, but basically it's like saying you got 5 holes in your boat. Okay, if you have grape juice, you got 1 hole plugged, but what about the other 4? You see, so you got to have a broad spectrum of antioxidants in order to cover all the attackers on your body, so that you're not just doing well in one area and not doing well in the others. Does that make sense? So when you realize that you have these 5, you can quench all 5. Then now you truly are dealing with anti-aging because you don't have skin problems with your skin or skin aging or cross-linking. That would be another area we have to address.
Right.